Hey guys, welcome to day 56 of my carnivore journey. How are you guys doing? I hope you're having a good day or night whenever you're watching this. Guys, just wanted to give you, of course, my daily vlog update. It's the last day of Dirty Carnivore. Tomorrow, starting at midnight tonight, from pretty much Monday morning or at midnight tonight, basically. So Monday through Sunday, it's going to be clean BBB&E week with just salt, BBB&E, and no coffee. I'm going to really make an honest effort to not drink coffee. And I love my coffee. I do. I love my coffee. I'm having my last cup right now as we speak. So good. It is so good. But I'm willing to try because I try to listen to a lot of your guys' suggestions, and I've had sort of a 50-50 split. Some people are like, I've had coffee for years, and even the whole time I've been doing carnivore, no problems. I've heard people that did quit coffee for a while, and they said there was really no change. And then I've had some people that quit coffee and say, yes, there's a great change. And then some people say, I just don't mess with coffee. So it's all over the spectrum. So it seems to be this like 50-50 divide. I can't seem to get a real answer. Nobody knows for sure. Even the experts, some will say coffee is okay for you in certain regards, and some say, no, it's not okay. It's all over the board. First of all, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm never going to go to the decaf. If I have to go to decaf, I'm just not going to drink coffee. I mean, in all honesty, I'd rather just not. I mean, I do it for the caffeine. I do like the flavor, and I've gotten accustomed to it, but I do it for the caffeine and the energy for the most part. And lately, since carnivore, it's almost become a little treat I was drinking it black. And then since carnivore, I actually started doing a splash of heavy cream in there and then it becomes like this little treat, almost like a pseudo dessert. I don't know. So in any case, we'll see how I'm going to get rid of my coffee for a week. I'm going to try this out 7 days, and I'm going to see how I feel in the name of science for you guys, actually, really. I mean, it's part of my curiosity, but I've had quite a few of you tell me, out of all the suggestions, coffee was probably one of the top ones that would get repeated often. So I'm gonna monitor my sleep, my energy, those type of things. Started to adopt another mentality, and that is eating intuitively. Now, my buddy Rick Van Man, I know I mentioned him lately. I've been mentioning him a lot lately, but that's because, again, sometimes we end up on the same subjects, or we're only a few days off in our timeline, and I listen to him, and I'll hear his video in the morning, and then some of what he says, like, because he's ahead of me by a couple days. So yeah, there's going to be times I'm going to be like, hey, but seriously, like, one of the things that he started to do, well, he started doing the Sardine thing, but right around that time, he started to kind of figure out that, like, you really want to get out of that mentality of, okay, I eat a dinner. Like, I sit down when I get hungry, I have a dinner, and it's going to be boom, boom, boom. It's going to be a full-on dinner. And that's what I was doing. If you guys look, most of the time, even though I'm only eating one meal a day, I'm eating, I was eating like almost a pound of ground beef. I was eating, 3 to 4 eggs. I'm eating a couple slices of bacon. I'm eating butter, whatever. But I'm having this full-on meal, and when I'm done, I'm not bloated stuffed, but I'm definitely stuffed. I'm like, oh, I'm stuffed. But it's not uncomfortable. It goes away. It's solid energy. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is, now here lately, I've been adopting more of the approach of just eat. I take my time a little bit, and when I'm full, I'm done. I don't have to force myself to say, hey, I've got to have a full on, I got to try to get all my stuff in. I got to try to get my steak in or my meat in, my eggs, bacon. I got to try to get all of that in. And then when I get done and I just can't eat another bite, that's when I'm like, okay. And I really want to get out of that mentality. So lately I have been just like last night, I had like 4 ounces of steak and just a third of a tin of sardines. I just wasn't hungry. And so instead of forcing myself to finish that food, I just didn't. And tonight, I don't have a picture again because it was all I had was a steak. I had a big top sirloin. It was well marbled. I got a prime cut. I picked it out from the butcher. Really good marbled cut of top sirloin. Because if you don't know about steaks, let me tell you, I watched an amazing video and I wish I remembered it. If I find the video, I'll put the link in down below. But this guy goes through and talks about steak, and he really teaches you a lot about steak and teaches you some things. And there were some things I didn't realize. Certain cuts that actually are really tender, and then there's some cuts that they sell you that are just they're just not that good. And they're maybe good for certain purposes. So it's really good. And I started using that knowledge over the last 2 days when I went to the store. And I got to tell you, it's really helped. I've been able to pick out some good stuff, been able to find some good deals and money. But I'll try to find that for you guys. But the point is, I picked out 3 amazing steaks. I had one for myself. And of course, my wife and son, for them, they wanted baked potato with theirs. I made them a baked potato. I tried to make them a cauliflower, but for some reason, the cauliflower, when it came out of the microwave, I did a microwave version, like when you steam it in the bag. But it came out, it was like horrible looking. So I don't know if it was just a bad batch or something got exposed. Whatever it was, they didn't get to eat that cauliflower. So kind of a win accidentally. Anyways, but no, but they had their baked potato and they had their steak. But anyways, I just had steak tonight and I ate almost the whole thing, and it was like a full on, what was it? It was almost a pound. I want to say it was almost a 16-ounce steak, I would guess. And I ate almost all of it. There was just a little bit of left that I couldn't eat. But here's the thing. I just had steak and salt. Like, I'm full, but I'm not stuffed. I'm not hungry. And like, I didn't try to force down eggs. I didn't try to force down bacon. I didn't try to force anything else down. I just had the steak. And I was actually craving it today because last night, remember, I didn't eat as much. So today, when I started eating that steak, I'm like, heck yeah. And I wasn't like craving it. But once I started taking that first few bites, all of a sudden I was like, hey, yeah, more please. And I'm just eating, I'm getting through, and I'm going through the steak. I'm like, hell yeah. And then of course I started slowing down, and I purposely kind of stopped a few times just to let my food settle, right? But that's all I had. And it's great. And I didn't have anything else today. No other snacks. I didn't have anything else today. And then, of course, I came down. I made some coffee. I got a little splash of heavy cream in here. It's my last night for that. Remember, and everything's going to be clean tomorrow. And again, it's all going to be based on integrity, of course. But I know we're all going to be honest with each other. And if one of us slips up, then we all got each other's back. You guys know I slipped up in a big way with some sugar recently, and you guys have my back. And I've been back on the wagon and loving it ever since. So, but I've been feeling good. Today, again, with just even that little bit of steak and sardines from last night and stuff, I've been feeling good today. Getting back, I would say. I don't think I had a lot of remember I was telling you guys about some of those after effects. I don't really feel like I had any of those today much that I can think of. So it probably wasn't worth it. I did use the bathroom today. I did have a poop. And it was okay. I didn't have to like push, but it wasn't like, but it was okay. It was okay. So fairly normal there. And then sleep-wise, I did wake up a few times, but I was slouched down. Remember, I told you guys I sleep mostly kind of sitting up, like incline. And I found myself kind of slid down the bed a little bit a few times, so I just, adjusted myself back. But when I did sleep, I was, really good sleep, dream states. So I feel pretty good today. I feel fairly rested up. I got to go back to work tomorrow, so that always sucks. But other than that, I really am looking forward to everything. I did pick up, because Dr. Barry said something about sardines, and he said something about anybody can eat them with enough mustard or something like that. It was a comment about sardines and mustard. So I'm gonna try that. I picked up one more can, and here's a little funny little story. So, as you guys know, if you don't know Rick Van Man's channel, please go subscribe. But for the lot of you that do know, he's been doing this sardine thing for like 5 days or something, and he's been loving it. He's talking about it like a newborn Christian or something. He's just like, oh my God, you need to find sardines. Sardines will save your soul. And he's, basically, but he's just preaching sardines, right? He's loving it, which is good, because he's trying to share what's working. And for him, doing this sardine fast, maybe not fast, but sardine challenge, it's working great for him. And so I'm proud of him for that. But here's the funny thing is, I had made a comment about, when he was talking about maybe even trying to not do coffee also. And anyways, he had made a comment about something like, oh, the things we do for science or something like that. And it was so funny, because as I got his comment on my phone, I was literally standing at the sardine section of the store, and I'm sitting there and I was contemplating, like, God, what am I going to, do? Should I try this? They had one tin of mackerel, but it was like expensive because it was like in some fancy oil and all this shit. And I'm like, I can't do the mackerel right now. But then I found a can of mackerel. I'm like, do I want to get a whole can? But then I saw pink salmon, wild caught pink salmon in a can. And I'm like, ooh, I could do salmon patties. And so I got that. But I'm sitting here contemplating this stuff, and I get this whole thing about, the stuff we do for science. And it was just so funny, because I literally was like, I normally would not do this shit if it wasn't for your guys' suggestions and for the sake of trying to experiment. So it was just perfect timing. But anyways, but yeah, I'm looking forward to this clean week. I want to see how it feels. I feel like it is like an experiment, even though it should be the normal way we probably eat carnivore. But a lot of people dirty up carnivore because they want, some people feel it's a better quality of life. And then there's some people that can, and this is my last real quick point, and that is, guys, it's going to vary from person to person. It really is. You're like, just like the coffee thing. I think there's some people that they're going to give up coffee and they're going to feel a difference. There's some people obviously that don't. And I think it's going to vary on how your body is. Just like there's some people that can sit there and eat a steak every single day and they love it. And then there's people that they get food fatigue. And I can't fault them for that, because I feel like I'm somewhere in the middle. Like I'm a person of repetition, but at the same time, I do need to change some things up from time to time. And so with that being said, though, we'll see. So I like beef, butter, bacon, and eggs. There's a lot of good combinations, but we'll see. I'm looking forward to it. But anyways, guys, I can't believe day 56 already, huh? Tomorrow's day 57. So we will see you there. Bye.